Every man must be social. It is a requirement. If you are a man, the person watching this now, that you need to be social. I'll tell you why. You think you don't need to, but I'll tell you why. Do you know who Alexander the Great is? He was a warrior in Roman times. I am not good. I don't know all the facts about this story, but let me just tell you this. He was a Roman. I don't know if he was even Roman, but he was a leader back in the day, like 1000, 2000 BC, whatever. And he conquered like all of Europe, all of Asia during his lifetime. And the cool thing was he wasn't a leader just telling his fighters to fight. He was the man. He fought on the front lines with them whenever they went to war. I believe so. I think that's the case. Which is pretty freaking awesome, man. But this story here is going to tell you why you need to be social as a man. It's going to be a good lesson to learn. So Alexander the Great, after years of conquering all of Asia and Europe and shit and all that, one time he made his army fight for like 6 or 7 years. Like usually they would get breaks and they would go back home, but one time they were just fighting for like 6 or 7 years straight. Because, this is the olden days, like when you go somewhere, when you travel in war, there's no cars, there's no planes. You can't travel in a day's time. It takes months to travel, or even a year or two to get to where the wars were happening. So these soldiers, some of them didn't see home for like 6 or 7 years or something. And his army was starting to actually turn on him at one point. I don't know like I said, I don't know the exacts of the story, but I know the main points of it. Okay, so eventually his army was turning on him. You know what Alexander the Great did? He stood on something. I don't know. He stood on something. He spoke to his entire army. He said, "Do you know how hard I have fought for you, the people?" And then his father was also a king too, but Alexander the Great was actually a better king than his father because he worked harder to be a better king, I guess. And he said, "Do you know what me and my father have fought to bring this country?" Because they were a country or something. They were like some kind of nation. I don't know their exact name. I'm sure it's a pretty obvious name, but yeah. So they were pretty much an entire nation. He said, "Do you know how far I brought our nation?" And then he just pretty much yelled at them and gave a speech. I think it's written down somewhere, like exactly what he said. Someone wrote down exactly what he said in the speech during that time. And before the speech, the army was literally about to like probably do something to it. I think they were like going to attack them. That's how mad they were, because they were like, "We're done fighting, dude. We want to go home. We're sick of all this war," or like they were just sick of all that shit. I think that's how the story goes. Like I said, I don't know the exacts, but whatever. Who cares? What matters is the lesson from this. So before he gave the speech, the army was ready to kill him. But do you know what happened after this speech, which was apparently like a few minutes long, 6 or 7 minutes? Do you know what he was able to do with his words? Literally, they went from hating him, ready to assault him, to loving him and just fighting even harder for him in 7 minutes. What happened there? How can you make men that are ready to kill you love you in 7 minutes? How? What did he do? He just talked. He just used his words. That's all he did. It was just, he used his voice, said some words for 7 minutes, and the entire army changed their thoughts about him. Do you not see that words have so much power to them? And the skill of being a social man and learning how to speak is invaluable, dude. When you know how to speak, you could be a leader. You can rule an army. What's separating you from leading a country? Like, think about someone that's running a country now, like Putin, right? Why is Putin at the top, and why are you not running your own country, huh? What's the difference between you and Putin? All right? Putin's an old dude. I think he's short, too. Like, I'm sure most of you guys are above, I think Putin's like, I don't know, 5'8". I have no idea. I don't know. But I'm sure a good amount of you guys are above 5'8". You guys are taller than the man ruling Russia. So what's the difference between you and Putin? What's the difference between you and every leader in the world? These men got in these positions by speaking, by using their words. They said some things with a bunch of men in rooms saying, "Hey, I think I can be the senator. Hey, I think I could be the governor. Hey, I think I can be the vice president. Hey, I think I could be the." They built their way up to being a leader. And it was, what did they do? Did they have to physically fight someone? No. It was all words. It was all words. That's everything, man. That's how you become great in life. Pretty much word. What am I doing right now? Why are you guys watching me right now? Because I'm using words to speak to a camera. Okay? I used to be quiet. I used to be a shy guy. I used to be a quiet kid growing up, and I forced myself to stop being a pussy and talk. And here I am talking on camera. It's nothing amazing, but it's better than what I was before. So, like, it's just words. Oh, my light went out. Who cares? Whatever. It's just words, guys. That is the power of being social. It's a powerful skill that we all need to master. Because that's pretty much all life is. It's just men talking to other men. They become leaders and they rise up. That's all it is. When someone sells you something and they have a business and they're selling you something, they're just using their words. That's all it is. It's like a war. It's like a war with no fighting. It's very interesting. So, if you didn't know that, you know now how important social skills are and why everyone, me included, you included, we need to master our social skills, okay? Master. Because if we master them, we will go far. Good night. Love you.